How we doing today, guys? It's Jesse with the Common Man, Corpus Christi, bringing you news and politics through a common sense lens. And I saw this headline on Just the News this afternoon, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be excited about this, and maybe that's because they don't understand the ramifications of what this means. But I was very happy to hear about this when I saw that the RNC has voted to withdraw from the Presidential Commission on Debates, because those guys have been incredibly biased for years. We have always known that. The last couple of debates that we saw, not only with President Donald Trump, well, actually with President Donald Trump and a lot of the other candidates that were running in 2016, the media that runs these are very biased, and the closest they could ever give to us as a conservative in one of these debates was Chris Wallace, just because at the time he worked for Fox News, but we all knew he was a carrying card member of the Democratic Party. So we knew these commissions were pretty much bullshit, that the debates were pointless, and they should have been hosted by some private organization and not the media or, God knows, the government. So before we get into this article and find out all the juicy details of what went down, if you do enjoy my content, hit that like button down below, share it with all your friends, and subscribe if you are not already, because all of that stuff does really help out. So here we go from our friends over at Fox News. I'm not a big fan of Fox News much anymore, because after all the stuff that happened with our dear, sweet, favorite spooky guy, George Soros, and our former Speaker of the House not being able to say his name, was pretty telling for me, Newt Gingrich, and I was not a fan of that at all, and that was pretty much when I was done with them for hiding that. But it seems like you can say his name on there again now, and of course Tucker's pretty good, and of course Greg Gutfeld. So FoxNews.com. RNC votes to withdraw from Commission on Presidential Debates. RNC promises to work through newer, better debate platforms for GOP nominees. Yes, please do our own thing. Parallel economy. Ooh, I like the way that sounds. The Republican National Committee unanimously voted to withdraw from the Commission on Presidential Debates. The RNC clarified that it is not moving away from the presidential debate format, but is rather objecting to the CPD's control over the process. RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel made the announcement in a statement Thursday. Debates are an important part of the democratic process, and the RNC is committed to free and fair debates, McDaniel said in the statement. The Commission on Presidential Debates is biased and has refused to enact simple and common-sense reforms to help ensure fair debates, including hosting debates before voting begins and selecting moderators who have never worked for candidates on the debate stage. Boy, that would be nice, right? You remember during the debates, there was a rumor going around, and it was probably true, that Joe Biden was they were actually going to try to ask for breaks like every 30 minutes or every 15 minutes so they could go sit Joe back in the back and have him relax for a minute before going. Like, it was ridiculous, some of the stuff they were requesting. Today, the RNC voted to withdraw from the biased CPD, and we are going to find newer, better debate platforms to ensure that future nominees are not forced to go through the biased CPD in order to make their case to the American people. She added, the RNC went on to list a number of complaints with how the CPD handled previous elections, such as not hosting the first debate in 2020 until 26 states had already begun early voting. The RNC also complained that a majority of CPD's board members had publicly disparaged former President Trump prior to the debates. Former President Donald Trump's presidential campaign made many of the same complaints during the 2020 election. The CPD has not yet responded to the RNC vote. And screw them. I don't care if they respond. They don't need to respond. We don't need to respond to them. They're not our problem anymore, okay? The party as a whole, or at least by our leadership, because I think a lot of us have been screaming for this since the last couple of debates, have been asking for this for a while, and I'm glad they finally followed through with it. I'm glad they actually did it. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to highlight this story, and that's one of the reasons why I want to talk about this. I also want everybody to understand what this means. We are now going to be able to have independent, although via still controlled by the heads of the GOP, which, we got our issues with those people. But this does free us up from the obviously biased source of the CBD. So I think that's a good thing. I think this will be great for the debates moving forward. I'm happy to see that we're becoming independent, like we talk about a lot around here. We need a parallel economy. We need our own media. We need our own entertainment. We need our own retail situation. So that's just the way things are going to have to go from here on out, and I'm glad to see at least the parties separating somewhat from the machine. But hey, guys, that's just my common sense take. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you do enjoy my content, hit that like button, share it with all your friends, and subscribe. As always, this is Jesse with the Common Man, Corpus Christi, bringing you news and politics through a common sense lens. Thanks for watching.